Hi everyone, welcome to Miracle Wednesday. Today we have a very deep conversation about relationships and love in general. What the Course in Miracles is sharing about relationships. I'm going to share with you a little bit about my relationship, and I think there might be a little bit of tears coming in today. I could already feel them coming on. So I didn't have access to any tissues, so I figured I would get a paper towel. So I am now wiping my snot on my beautiful black shirt or my fingers. So here we go. If you want to bring out your tissues, you could too. I'm just very emotional. I'm very sensitive. So anything that has to do with coming back to love, coming back to the truth, letting go of the addiction of relationships, of looking for love outside of ourselves is very emotional for me, because it's been something that I've really struggled with all my life, and I'm sure all of you can relate and have really come the other side. And if for those that have read Live Your Happy, my book Live Your Happy, based on the Course in Miracles, Banish Fear, Encounter Love is a subtext of it. I talk very highly of, I talk very honestly and authentically about my relationships and my addiction to relationships, looking for the love of God outside of myself, looking for salvation in my relationships, particularly my relationships with men, the romantic relationships I've had, women and men. Can we all relate to this? Can we all relate to this? So in my book, Live Your Happy, you can check it out on Amazon, and a lot of you have read it as well. I talk very honestly and authentically about my issues with abandonment and just not honoring myself or valuing myself and being in relationships that the men weren't available. And it was a really long, very long, lonely road, but I learned so much about myself, and I really did the healing work. You know, the Course in Miracles talks about all we need is a little bit of willingness and miracles happen. And I was so willing to begin to understand this addiction and understand how I'm looking for happiness outside of myself. Hence, that's why I always talk about happiness and internal happiness and cultivating that inner happiness and self-love. So it's funny, because in my book, I talk about different relationships. One of them being the abs guy, you know, that I had, that literally almost killed me. That relationship almost killed me. That relationship caused me like an ectopic pregnancy. So you guys can read about it in the book. I also had another relationship, I call him the Buddha guy, that I really liked. And he told me that he was dating some girl too, and she was taking a lot of real estate in his head. And that relationship really helped me to break a lot of ways of being, of not allowing that energy in my life anymore, to really starting to honor myself. So the Buddha guy, the abs guy, and actually the director, call him the LA director, all these three relationships had really pivotal moments for me in my 30s, of where I was able to really break out of a lot of addiction to looking for love outside of me. Okay. But anyways, for you guys that don't know me, I'm Maria Felipe. I appear to be Maria Felipe. I love the Course in Miracles. I love sharing about the Course in Miracles. I do coaching one-on-one based on the Course in Miracles. I do coaching groups right now currently. Workshops. I actually have a workshop coming up on Saturday on the basics of A Course in Miracles, which I'll share more about. And anything and everything about the Course. I'm in, amen, amen. And I'm so into living it myself, like literally embodying it and living it. And it doesn't mean that I don't forget. It doesn't mean that I'm not a hot mess. It doesn't mean that, I don't know. It doesn't mean that I have it all together. Okay. And in no way I want you to even think that. And I do that on purpose, just because as I feel like a true teacher lives it. And when the true teacher lives it and is authentic about their lives, I feel that there's no more of a better act of love than allowing other people to witness your life, and to also be given the permission to be themselves, to be given the permission to feel lonely, feel sad, feel depressed, or whatever it is, and allow those emotions to come through. And it doesn't mean that you are no less, you know, how do I say this, spiritual or not. I feel that, you know, being a hot mess is actually very, very spiritual. It's part of the spiritual journey. It's part of waking up. So you can find my personal profile on the bio of this page. You can also go to the link tree where I have different events that are coming up. And hola Germán, gracias por estar aquí. German that just joined us, he's actually the one that posts all the lessons for us every day, just FYI, so give him a shout out. He's in Chile and he works hard to get those lessons up there, not only for the English page, but for the Spanish page as well. So thank you, German, for being there for us and for putting the lessons here every single day. That's not an easy task. All right, so are we ready to get down to business? To the business of relationships, of love. What's coming through right now as I'm sharing is, remember that song? Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about sex. That's like the song that's coming in my head. I know, it's super funny. Do you remember also the movie Jerry Maguire, when he says at the end, and they're, I don't know, she's leaving or he's leaving, and they're at the door, and he tells her that she completes him. He says, you complete me. Oh my God, guys, do you remember that scene? That was like, I thought that, and then they made a song about it. Like, not only did it stay in the movie, they actually had like some sort of remix or sort of like a club song. And every time I would listen to it in the car, I would cry so hard. I was like, oh my God, I want that. I want someone to love me like that, right? Give me hands up. Give me hands up to who has related to that. Men and women that we just want our relationships to save us. It could be in a romantic relationship, or it could be a relationship with our friend, or it could be a relationship with our families, that we just want this relationship to save us. We want to be loved. We want to be, you know, seen. How many of us can relate to that? So that is what, which version of ACIM do I recommend? My recommendation is to go with the version that you feel called to, but I particularly use the version of the Foundation for Inner Peace, which is the Blue Book. That's my personal favorite, but I've heard really great things about the one from Circle of Atonement, so I don't like to be biased here, but that's my go-to, and I think it always will be. I've had it since I was like 20, I think 2021. So I'm 44, so that's been a long time. So going back to the relationships topic, so all these symbols that I'm talking about, and the song Let's Talk About Sex, Baby, which is coming to me in my head because it's about specialness, it's about body, sex, blah, blah, blah. And it's about specialness and separateness. Also the movie of Jerry Maguire with You Complete Me. So this is what the world teaches us. And that this is what we learn that love is. You know, we learn that love is getting. We learn that love is, you know, being right. Oh my God. And we learn that love is having demands. Like the love that we've learned is like being demanding, like demanding for our partner to love us, or demanding for them to act a certain way, or to fit the role that you have assigned to them. You know, it's like demanding them to be a certain way so that you can be happy. This is the type of love that we have learned. And the Course in Miracles is teaching us a love that is very different. And the Course in Miracles talks about two different relationships. There's the holy relationship. There's a special relationship. I like to say the special relationship. You know, I'm not going to go really into detail because I want to keep it more neutral and broad in this specific live. But the Course has a lot to say about special relationships, which is what can I get? And the holy relationship is more of what can I give? But there's a lot of more going on with the holy relationship that, you know, we can get into at another time. But the holy relationship mainly is two people coming together for the purpose of healing. They have a special function. It could be two or more people that you come together for the purpose of healing, for self-actualization. And that is like the purpose of the holy relationship. But the holy relationship has a lot more other elements. I just want to give you an idea of what the holy relationship looks like. And the goal is always to remember that, you know, the other person is not responsible for your happiness. You know, the purpose is forgiveness. And even though the holy relationship, it sounds really beautiful and it sounds like, you know, everybody would love to have a holy relationship, you know, a holy relationship takes something. You know, it's really a relationship that you want to explore more of the love for yourself. And you do that by letting go of the judgments that you have outside of anybody you may have. It could be a family member or a romantic relationship with your partner, of where you let go of what you think they are. You know, of letting go of like they're not the problem or the issue, and they can never ever take away your peace. So it's a relationship of responsibility. It's a relationship in which you take responsibility. It's a relationship in which you remember that you are as God created you, and then you try to remember that for yourself, but you also try to remember that that is the truth about the other person. You also start to see that everything outside is a mirror. You know, every relationship is just mirroring to you aspects of yourself that you need to see, that you need to explore. And it's super uncomfortable, guys, sometimes. I mean, so uncomfortable. Wouldn't you agree? So uncomfortable to look at those wounds and to look at these aspects of yourself that are just so icky and ugly. So going back to what I started, you know, about let's talk about sex, you know, baby, let's talk about you and me. You guys remember that song? Okay. And then the whole Jerry Maguire movie, You Complete Me, right? So that is what we've learned that love is. This is the special relationship, you know, and this is how we kind of function in the world. It's like, what can I get? And it's totally unconscious. It's not like we do it on purpose most of the time. So what I want to share about, you know, and continue to talk about is my personal experience with my relationships, how I've been able to change, how I've been able to let go of the addiction of looking for love everywhere outside of me except where it is, which is in God as God. Looking for love outside of me. Again, I'm going to get a little emotional. Let me have a second. And again, I'm just having, first of all, I'm just super emotional today. Just very, 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 very sensitive. I'm a very sensitive person. And I have a lot of stuff that's going on, moving inside me, which is so beautiful and so uncomfortable at the same time. But particularly in reference to relationship, my whole life, again, I was just so addicted to looking for the relationship to make me happy. And I was like a serial dater. I also always wanted to be in a relationship. And if I wasn't in a relationship, I wasn't happy. So basically, the man of my life was everything. I also made my relationships with my parents and other people also very special. You know, it's like this constant looking for love outside of me, looking for recognition outside of me, looking for being loved. So this is what we do in our relationships, guys. We're like endlessly walking the world, looking for others to complete us, to fill us, to give us what we want, because we feel at a very unconscious level that we're lacking, that we need to be filled, that we need to be acknowledged, that we need to be told, that we need to be seen. And what I learned in my process of healing and being in relationships is and ultimately with supposedly the failed relationships and the hardships I had, was that all I was looking for was the love of God, searching for the love of God, eagerly wanting to remember my true essence, that I am whole and complete, and in this endless search of that. And so funny, and with my healing work with the Course in Miracles, ultimately realizing that all the love that I have been looking for outside of myself was literally under my nose. Everything that I have been searching for so endlessly was under my nose. Which is, I had it all already. And through my forgiveness work, I recognized that I had it all already, and that what I was searching for was the love of God. And I have the love of God. It was like I was searching for the love of God, and I have the love of God. I just forgot. For many, many years, it appeared that I didn't have the love of God. And then I remembered again who I was. And it was many relationships that took me to this realization. And I would forget, and then I would remember, and then I would forget, and then I would remember. And it's that back and forth. So we begin to recognize with the Course in Miracles and forgiveness that ultimately the relationship that needs to be focused on, and the relationship that needs the most attention, is the relationship with ourselves. And this is why we have the workbook lessons. 365 workbook lessons is to remind ourselves to undo the egoic thought system, what we think is really real, and then come back to our true inheritance. So what did I decide? With all these addictions outside of myself, after my first marriage ended in divorce in 2009, I began to have a self-exploration of beginning a journey of loving myself, of beginning to me be the love of my life, right? So I wanted to recognize that I was the love of my life. And that's what I began to do. And I began to, in a very conscious way, begin to say no to these relationships of these men that weren't available. And it was very, very, very hard for me because it was an addiction. It was an addiction. But to say no, I mean, there was one literally, and I shared in my book, if you guys want to read the story and live your happy, you know, I literally tell the Buddha guy, get out. Get out of my house. Get out. It needed to be that strong because I was so addicted to being with people that I needed to convince to love me. That I needed to convince to love me. So exhausting. So I had this function of becoming the love of my life. And through that process, I got the book deal for Live Your Happy. I wrote the book. There was so much healing that happened when I wrote the book. And it's funny because literally before the book was to launch in 2017, I met my dear husband, Christian. And we started this journey together. We even have a child together. He's a toddler, 3-year-old toddler, my little Ari. I would have never thought that I would be experiencing the relationship that I'm having now. Sorry guys, this is a very vulnerable share today and I'm a hot mess. Give me a second. I told you guys, this is like a very sensitive topic for me. And what has happened in my relationship with Christian is my goal has been to recognize what real love is. That's been my goal. So my goal in this relationship has been to take responsibility. My goal in this relationship is not to be a victim of my circumstances. My goal in this relationship is basically what can I give instead of what can I get, even though sometimes I forget. My goal in the relationship is ultimately to understand that this person doesn't have the power to take away my peace, doesn't have the power to hurt me, or that this person's even my problem. So since my goal is I want to know what real love is, not the love of, you know, Jerry Maguire. My goal is not the love of please complete me. It's my goal is let me recognize that I am already complete. And when you have that goal, oh, let me tell you something. When you have this goal that you want to know what real love is, you better put your pants on. You better get those pants on because, wow. My current relationship gives me everything I need so that I can remember who I am again in truth in God, because that's what I want to remember. But it gives me everything I need so I recognize the self-hatred I have for myself, the insecurities I have for myself are revealed through this relationship. And to understand that this person is not the cause of my unhappiness, is not the cause of my upset, to recognize that this person is not the cause of my insecurities, is my goal. Is my goal. That is my goal. We don't learn this in school, guys. We don't learn this in school. So ultimately, my goal is to be married to myself and to keep my vows and to not make demands, forgive, and do my best every day to see my brother in Christ's vision. And the beautiful part is that when I do that, I give him the permission to also be that love. It's like we both heal together because I let go of him being the source of my problem or him being the issue of my self-hatred. So I let go of that veil of illusion and him and I are released together. I'm such a crybaby baby today. Excuse my tears, but... And then, that is everything. So my goal in that I want to know what love is in this relationship is so healing. Not only in this relationship, but in all my relationships. Is so healing because it's not for the goal of separateness. It's not for the goal of what can I get. It's not for the goal of even like, oh, let me leave now. You know, it's very easy when you have the goal of like, I want to know what real love is. It's very easy for the ego to mess with you and to constantly don't want to even be with the person because that person is just showing you so much about your self-hatred and your insecurities that you don't want to go there. So the ego's like, get out of here. The ego's like, exchange this person for another person. So it's the same thing, but with another face, right? And that's what's ultimately going to happen. So it's like, it's a shit show. It's a shit show. So I've decided every time I'm scared, every time I have the self-hatred comes up, every time I forget who I am in the relationship, I choose love, and I choose love, and I choose not to leave because I want to know what real love is. And real love is healing those parts of yourself that need to be healed, to undoing parts of yourself, healing those deep wounds. And that's what I'm in for. That is living the Course in Miracles. It's not easy. It's not easy. But when there's big willingness. So the reason I share this is because if we can make in our lives the goal to be love, the goal to be, I want to know what real love is, the Holy Spirit will show you the way. It's not going to be easy because the goal is love. The goal now is I want to know what real love is. I don't want to know if this person could complete me. I don't want to know if I'm going to be with this person forever, or I want to be with this person forever, or I want this marriage to be forever. All these like egoic goals. No, the goal here is I want to know what real love is. And real love is not having attachments and not placing any demands. And ultimately knowing that everything begins and ends with you, period. And then you release yourself and you release your brother. I laugh all the time when I start to get on a rant that I believe that Christian's my problem. It's like, oh my God. And then I start laughing. I'm like, I can't believe that for like 3 days, I have been thinking that my husband is the issue of my problem, is taking away my peace. It's impossible. It's impossible. That's why sometimes now I've gotten so advanced that I get it. I wake up quicker, you know? Wow. I didn't know I was going to go there, but it was, all this stuff was ready to come out, and I hope that everyone's found it helpful. Holy shit. That's all I got to say is holy shit. Pamela, thank you for your hearts. I love you, sweetheart. Thank you, Simply Ronell. Oh my God, honey. I'm so happy you're here. You and Pamela are here. This is a big healing that's taken place. Yeah, I Am Spirit says real love is not expecting our partners to replace God for us and becoming the miracle makers for ourselves and part of God that we are for ourselves. Yes. Recognizing that I am as God created me. You know, I am as God created me. And yeah, this is like just a huge topic for me. I feel that me being in my relationship and really going through the uncomfortable moments, I'm so grateful for my commitment and my willingness. I always say it's better late than never. And I'm really diving in on this one, and recognizing and doing me, coming back to me, self-healing. And Pamela knows a lot about this. Ronell too. They're both, you know, you guys have been with me for a while, so constantly just choosing again. So instead of like, let's talk about sex, baby, let's talk about you and me. How about let's talk about love? Let's talk about love. 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 Rachel, thank you so much. I can't be any other way but vulnerable. I really just need to just put it out there. I really feel that, again, being in the position I am as a teacher, I want to be fully self-expressed. That allows others to also be fully self-expressed. I Am Spirit says, let's take the pressure off our partners and create the joy that we needed for ourselves. We are miracle makers. Yes. Radical acceptance, Pamela. Holy shit. Holy Spirit, holy shit. Yes, radical acceptance, honey. All right, guys. It's about to go down. It's about to go down this Saturday. I don't even know what to say about this upcoming workshop, The Basics of A Course in Miracles. If anything that kind of just moved anything for you today in this live, I invite you to join me Saturday for the workshop. I'm gonna go deep like I always do. And this is the very first Course in Miracles workshop I do on Zoom. So it'll be very deep. I will be doing some channeling exercises with some people so that they can channel Holy Spirit on camera. It's also going to be experiential, and just check out the link in bio and look at everything that, you know, what you can expect from it. And I have a beautiful meditation that I've recorded for you about the Course in Miracles. It's a healing meditation. It's 10 minutes long. Also a PDF that my darling husband put together for us on true prayer based on the Course in Miracles. So if you're a beginning student or you've been studying for a long time, it doesn't matter. This workshop is for anybody and everybody that wants to live a Course in Miracles and understand what the Course in Miracles is talking about, but most importantly, how to stop compromising and making exceptions and really diving in a very deep way. So I will be bringing you this incredible experience. I feel it's going to be the workshop of the year. It's going to be Saturday, and it's going to be on replay. I will send you the link after if you can't make it live, and I hope to see you there. It's at 10 o'clock this Saturday. I have a few spots left for my coaching program. I have a coaching program, beautiful souls in there. Some of them are on this live today. You know who you are. It's a program that have up to 10 people, and we're all together learning how to live A Course in Miracles, reading the Course in Miracles lessons to each other, doing 2 Zoom classes a week. I expect to have prominent teachers there once a month giving us their take on the Course in Miracles. So if you want to private message me and in my personal page at Rev Maria Felipe and let me know if you're interested, I'll definitely have to have a little chat with you to see if it'll work to work together, and see if we're a good fit, or if you're a good if it fits with the group. So But other than that, right now there's 7 beautiful souls. There's room for 3 more. So if you feel called to be in a coaching group type of atmosphere, and be with other individuals that have studied the Course in Miracles, let me know. Let me know if you're interested. It's already on. It started already. It's actually been going for like 3 months, and this month I changed it around a little bit. So it's incredible. So if you want to, you know, kick yourself in the butt and live the Course in Miracles and do the kind of work that I shared with you today that I'm doing, even though I don't want to sometimes, I don't like it, guys. You think I like seeing my insecurities mirrored to me so hard in my relationship? Hell's to the no. Nobody likes that. Nobody. But I'm in it to win it. So I'm open to seeing it. I'm open to seeing it. I'm open to doing the work. So, all right, guys. I'm going to let you guys all know I'll go now because I think the time has come. It's like 30 minutes already. This video would be on YouTube as well. I have a YouTube channel based on the Course in Miracles. I recorded all the Course in Miracles lessons for you guys last year, 365 lessons every single day, a day in my life doing the Course in Miracles lesson. It was a pain in the ass, but I did it. Can you imagine doing a video a day, 365 videos? Who does that? I know a lot of people, some people do it, but anyways. So we have that. All my information is on my link tree. Check it out. There's so much free resources for you. And if you want to work with me more one-on-one, if you want to be part of my coaching group, if you want to just read my book, Live Your Happy, do whatever makes you happy. All right? I love you guys like a big coconut. Big coconut, whatever that means. Mwah! Bye-bye.